I said, you're right. You're an old washed up actor whose biggest job is now in bargain bins at gas stations. Keep trying. You're failing miserably.
I am not friends with Steven Mango.
Than to go to my bully and go on her live stream to discuss me. Oh, hey, pretty girl, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Mango Tea. Mango tea. Made in China, bitch. Drama poodle. Do you have drama for daddy? Tell me the drama. My goodness, Drama Poodle, I had no idea about that. Thank you for telling Daddy the drama. Bitch, Drama Poodle is just psychically communicating to me from the groomers and telling me all about the drama between Mango Tea and drama channels on the internet. We're talking about Peter Mon today. We're talking about Beauty Truth Sleuth, Nick Snyder, Jen Gerard, my apology to Tawny Michelle. We have a lot to talk about today, bitch, so put on your seatbelt, buckle up. We're going for a ride today. Cue the video. Hi guys, and welcome to Mango Tea. If you're new here, my name is Steven Mango. I'm a drama channel. I expose YouTubers. We talk about the beauty community and beauty drama. So if you want to stay up to date with all things YouTube and all things YouTube drama, go down below, smash on that subscribe button, as well as click on that little bell icon. That's going to notify you when I make a new video, so you stay up to date on all the latest drama. So without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. Girl, I am sipping on water today because the tea is piping hot. I have third-degree burns in my mouth. I just can't deal with all this internet drama. It is just way too much to deal with. So let me catch you guys up and let you know all about what's been going on. So last Friday, I flew out to Orlando, Florida to attend Playlist Live, which was absolutely amazing, guys. If you haven't been before, it was so much fun. I met so many different creators and subscribers, so I had an absolutely amazing weekend. But it got off to a pretty rocky start. Last Friday, I was at dinner when I was checking my Twitter, and I saw this message come in from Nick Snyder. Here's something that is fact, not speculation, at Steven Mango. You're shady as blank. Just completely out of the blue, and I don't follow Nick Snyder. I actually unfollowed Nick a couple months prior because Nick is very good friends with Dustin Dailey. And as you guys know, I've had a problem with Dustin Dailey.
He's just taking his gig, girl. He's really wanting to cash in on his subscribers, honey. You know what I think about that poodle?
I also just find it very interesting with Dustin Dailey, though, because even though I haven't mentioned him or talked about him in several months, I would say, he has his Twitter profile set as this. Dustin, social climber Dailey, and he also says, I'm also a hillbilly queen, because I called him a hillbilly queen in a video. And as you guys know, I've called him a social climber and some other names, so he's still using that to his advantage, which
is almost reinforcing my point that I made about him.
But during that time with Dustin, Nick Snyder was tweeting out and sending messages and stuff like that while my drama with Dustin Dailey was unfolding. So it got to a point where I could no longer follow Nick Snyder after his Snyder remarks and after getting subtweeted by him and stuff like that. I unfollowed him, he unfollowed me, and I didn't hear anything from him since, until last Friday. So then I decided to tweet this out, and this is how Nick responded. Your shade is as weak as your hairline. You're right, you're an old washed up actor whose biggest job is now in bargain bins at gas stations. Keep trying, you're failing miserably. So I said, at least I'm not an old and washed up model who can't book modeling jobs anymore, who started a channel no one watches and offers blanks to cops to avoid arrest for criminal behavior. Try again, sweetheart. As weak as my hairline, I mean, as you guys can see, I have a pretty full head of hair, and my hair is all completely intact on my hairline, so
try again, Nick Snyder.
But it seemed like he was baiting me, and I really was trying to debate. Do I give in? Do I say anything? Or do I just block him and move on? But when I block people, it actually stirs people up into even more of a frenzy with me, and there was a whole clique of people on Twitter that to this day continuously tweet about me, all in this group of all people that I've blocked. So I feel like sometimes blocking just irritates people even more. So I was just getting irritated because when someone pokes you and pokes you and pokes you, I'm gonna stand up for myself. I'm trying to show you the hypocrisy of what actually happened with Nick Snyder and how things just snowballed into this whole massive ordeal with a lot of other drama channels and creators and things that actually went down. Now, looking back on what I said, I do think it was inappropriate, and yes, everyone does have a past history and stuff like that, so I shouldn't have went there. But I feel like when you're baiting at me and you're trying to get me to give you a response, I basically gave him what he wanted, which was something dramatic, which he can go and use, spin around, and then play the victim of this whole entire situation as if I was coming for him, when all along, he was the one who tweeted me in the first place. And yes, if you get me upset and you tell me that my shade isn't good enough, then yeah, maybe I will go there with you. Maybe then I will go and say something really shady in order to give you what you want. I'm learning to keep my mouth shut so I don't get myself into trouble with other people. And do I apologize for going there and saying what I said about him? Yes, I do. But I just feel like he used this as an opportunity to start issue with me in order to get people to go to his drama channel. He made a whole entire 2-hour live stream about me. He posted it, and not only did he just do that, he released a t-shirt about the whole entire getting sued situation with the person I'm suing, which were leading into that situation, which goes into the drama with Beauty Truth Sleuth and Peter Mon and all that sort of stuff. So
We're only just getting started here.
now, I'm not saying how I approach any of this was appropriate, but Nick Snyder threatened to come to Playlist Live in order to find me and hunt me down and confront me in person. Now, I do feel that that is crossing the line, and if he did go to Playlist Live, I did say that I would call the cops in order to get him removed and file a restraining order on him, because I just feel like people just try to stir up trouble and create problems. And
Yes, I know I'm a drama channel.
but on the other side, it's just like when you cross the line. It's a different thing when you're going at someone online and you may be throwing shade at someone, but when you're actually going to go to physically confront someone, I just think that that is when the person does need to seek help for their problem. If you guys want me to elaborate about the Nick Snyder situation, I can do so in a future video, so let me know. But we're just going to continue to carry on the story. So, if you guys didn't know, on Twitter, I released that the person that I am going to be suing is Beauty Truth Sleuth. By the way, one of the drama channels and people I am suing is Beauty Truth Sleuth. We are firstly going to subpoena YouTube and get her name, which will be public record in the lawsuit. Can't hide behind the keyboard and bully me or anyone else on the internet. Now, I've had problems with Beauty Truth Sleuth going all the way back to the very early days of my channel. Now, in one of my early videos, I was still learning, and I put in a screenshot without giving a receipt. Even though it was watermarked, the image and everything like that, a lot of people in this beauty community feel like you need to give credit for like a screenshot of a website that doesn't belong to the person, but could just be a screenshot of a tweet, and it's not like they own that in some way. But I'm like, okay. I later went in and edited in the watermark on the screenshot, and Beauty Truth Sleuth had it out for me ever since that day. I have felt attacked by her constant tweets, messages, ganging up on me, exposed videos. She even admitted that she has a Tumblr blog where she records and posts every single one of my live streams. Now, who actually has the time to do that? I haven't come across the Tumblr blog myself. She did mention it though to Nick Snyder in one of his live streams. I have an entire Tumblr where I share all his streams while he's live. I get it if people don't like my channel, they may not like me. I completely understand that. I don't expect every single person to enjoy me on the internet. There are people who either love me or people who really hate me, but this is actually crossing the line. Now, I also don't know where Beauty Truth Sleuth got her law degree from, because she does have a lot to say online about this whole case that I have that I'm bringing against her. And yes, I haven't served her, and it's just in the early stages of getting all of this going and getting the attorney and everything set up for this case. But for her to actually go and mock this, look at her Twitter profile. Her Twitter name says, hashtag BTS is getting sued party. The hashtag getting sued party and all this sort of stuff, her and her friends, along with Nick Snyder and all these other people, are turning this into such a joke. Margot Indigo. Stop trying to make lawsuits happen. They're not going to happen. You're trying to mock this when this is an actual serious thing which has caused damages to me, to my reputation, to my company. And yes, even though I formed my company only back in March, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have a case against her because I was doing YouTube as my full-time job at that time, but the continuous slanderous remarks that she's had about me, to contacting other people to try to discredit me and slander me with untrue information in order to get me to lose possible income opportunities and employments and podcasts and shows and all this sort of stuff. And she may say that I'm obsessed with trying to find out her name or her information because I'm going to subpoena YouTube to get her information and stuff like that. Well, I haven't posted maybe more than 1 or 2 tweets about her, but let's look at her Twitter timeline. On a website such as Google Gossiper, they were saying, why is Beauty Truth Sleuth so obsessed with Steven Mango and Mango Tea? Why does she have such a vendetta? She has so much anger in her heart. I do drama for fun, guys. I like to come on here and I like to comment, like whether it's Laura Lee's Nudie Patootie palette, and I will give my opinion on the shades and the names and all that stuff about the palette. I'm not going to go and attack Laura Lee and try to interfere with her into such a degree that Beauty Truth Sleuth has done to me. It should be fun to come on a drama channel and comment on different things that are going on in the world of beauty and makeup and hair, and when you're crossing the line into someone's personal life, it's almost like I said on a live stream. If you go to younow.com/stevenmango, you guys can interact with me on live stream and talk to me and ask me questions and stuff like that. So I was on a live stream, and I remember saying on a live stream that, for example, I'm not a John Cuckian fan by any stretch of the imagination. We all know that. But I'm not going to go and call up John's employer. I'm not going to call up his family. I'm not going to call his friends. I'm not going to interfere with his life. Drama is one thing, but when you try to cross it over into someone's personal life, that's when I actually have a problem. Just almost like how Nick Snyder made a t-shirt about it and he's making videos. It's just an opportunity for these guys. Given that I made a very public statement that I'm suing Beauty Truth Sleuth and I'm releasing it here to you guys on YouTube as well, but now she's taking advantage of it to get more views for her channel, to tweet about it and make a bigger situation, because these guys are trying to piggyback off of me to get views and subscribers and all that stuff. So I highly recommend not going to their channel to give them what they want by bullying me, by baiting me, by attacking me, and all this different stuff. They're doing it just to promote their own self. So just keep that in mind when you see these guys, when you're trying to figure out their intention behind doing all of this sort of stuff. You don't see me doing it. You don't see me going on a Twitter rampage about Beauty Truth Sleuth. But these guys just have such a vendetta that it's just really sick when you actually look at their messages and see what they're doing. And to me, it's just really funny too, because Beauty Truth Sleuth has a lot to say about my relationship.
Dude, his husband is old enough to be his grandpa, so he has no room to talk about someone else's marriage.
There's a lot to say about me. We just have absolutely no idea who she is. It's like, show your face, like be public, be out. Like we even know who Here for the Tea, Sam Abbey. We know who she is.
I'm not saying I like Sam Abbey in any way,
But I'm just saying we at least know who she is, what she looks like, and then it becomes fair playing field. But Beauty Truth Sleuth, it's like, who actually are you? If you're gonna come for me, at least give me the opportunity to be able to come for you. And then she goes and tries to say that I'm not an ex-Scientologist and she has no proof about that.
Nick, exactly. I don't buy him being an ex-Scientologist one bit. I cannot prove it, but I have a hunch.
Let's take a look.
Here you can see my face on a booklet called The Way to Happiness, which is a Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard booklet. The next photo over here shows me with the commanding officer of the Celebrity Center, Dave Pettit, receiving a certificate. Over here you can see me holding my certificate for a course that I completed. On this photo you can see me on a poster which says there's never a better time to call yourself a Scientologist, as I was a poster boy for the Celebrity Center. And lastly, you can see here on my other channel, Mangotology, I have almost 100 videos exposing the Church of Scientology and discussing my experience.
So nice try there. So it's just really like you're reaching for anything to try to discredit me. Really though, guys, I'm very upfront, I'm very forward. You guys know pretty much everything about me and my life, but who actually is Beauty Truth Sleuth? You're going to trust someone who doesn't even put their face to their videos? We hear her voice, but we have no idea who she actually is, and you're going to take that as a source. I'm not saying you can't have receipts and stuff like that, but I really do feel like with her in particular, she's hiding and is going to be a keyboard ninja and go and attack me all over Twitter, all over YouNow, YouTube, Tumblr, every single platform that she can, and actually go and slander me and attack me to all different people in order to try to interfere with my life, my business opportunities, my marriage. And is that someone you really want to watch on YouTube? Just think about that next time you see a Beauty Truth Sleuth video. So during all of this time, on Twitter, whether it's Beauty Truth Sleuth, Nick Snyder, we were YouNow streaming, all of us, and there was a lot of different drama going on the internet. So again, this is the point when I'm in Florida and I'm on Twitter, and I'm getting notifications that Jen Gerard is liking tweets that these people are putting out, especially Nick Snyder. She's liking tweets against Stephen Mango. It's like, Jen Gerard, if you have a problem with me, tell me to my face. You're going to be shady and go behind the scenes and start liking posts that are anti-Stephen Mango. I just feel like if you have this cosmetics company and you're this big CEO of a company, why are you spending so much time on Twitter attacking me through liking all these other people's posts, by telling them to make videos about me, by bribing people to expose me? And I just really find it shady, and I haven't mentioned a word. We haven't talked about the subpoena that Jen Gerard sent to me, where she was trying to get information about Jaclyn Hill and Sanders Kennedy.
All writings created, received, and/or distributed by Stephen Mango that relate to or concern Karina Kaboom. All writings created, received, and/or distributed by Stephen Mango that relate to or concern Jaclyn Hill. All writings created, received, and/or distributed by Stephen Mango that relate to or concern Sanders Kennedy.
I've kept very quiet about her over the last couple weeks, or couple months rather. And I just feel like she's going and intentionally trying to stir up drama with me when I've moved past talking about Jen Gerard. She went in my live stream the other night, and I actually had to block her from my live stream because she was taking messages and telling other people I was talking about them and starting to stir drama behind the scenes. It's like, Jen, this is why people have a bad impression about you. This is why people dislike you and your cosmetics brand, in my opinion. You just play all these games on the internet and you start trying to cause drama with people. You might as well just start a drama channel yourself if you're going to be doing this and trying to talk behind people's back and get people to expose me, to have revenge and stuff like that. If you guys want to see a video about the subpoena that Jen Gerard sent me, I will do a video about that. I just don't understand why Jen Gerard is trying to get involved in all of this different Twitter drama surrounding me. So here are some of the tweets that Jen Gerard sent out about the situation.
Why is it your concern when I like tweets? I kinda thought this was America and I was entitled to do as I wish, just as you are entitled to continue to lie. Don't even bother responding with any of your foolishness because I am not interested. He doesn't seem to care what he does to injure someone else's business with his lies. Just ask blank.
And this is how I responded.
Your sexual harassment claim is a fact, Miss Gerard. Clearly you are the obsessed one here who is liking tweets aimed against me. Don't you have a subpar cosmetics company to focus on versus getting involved with internet drama and talking about me?
As you guys can see, it was just getting messy on the internet. Let's talk about the whole Peter Mon situation.
I am not friends with Stephen Mango.
So, last week when I released the video saying I'm suing a drama channel, I had a thumbnail for this video, and in the thumbnail, I had a group, or a row rather, of different drama channels, whether it was Peter, I had Sam Abbey, I had Sanders Kennedy, I had like a group of different drama channels. I put all of their photos in a big question mark, because I was saying I'm suing a drama channel. So there was all their photos in a question mark. Now Peter was allegedly saying like, oh, Stephen Mango put me in his thumbnail of the video, so then therefore Stephen Mango should send me a check for using my photo in the thumbnail. Which it's like, you're a drama channel, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're a drama channel, think about every single drama channel. They put a big photo of someone, say Jaclyn Hill for her divorce, put a big photo and put exposed or drama over her face. This is what drama channels do every single day. They use the names of these bigger YouTubers in the title of their video, and the thumbnails, and the tags for the video. So this isn't something uncommon, and I put a question mark. And like I told Peter, it'd be different if I put like his face like right here and I was insinuating it was him when it wasn't. So because of that, I decided to tweet out this when someone asked if I was suing Peter.
Peter is not involved and we are friends. However, I am indeed suing one of the people I have on the thumbnail for the video in question.
So I just wanted to make it very clear on Twitter that Peter wasn't involved, that we were friends, and things were cool between us. Because if you guys do or don't know, I've texted Peter back and forth over the last couple weeks, and he's texted me whether my dog's died, or when other different things have happened, Peter has texted me. But it doesn't seem like Peter at that time considered me a friend. So this is what Peter said on Beauty Truth Sleuth's live stream.
Let me make this really clear, okay? I am not friends with Steven Mango. The only two drama channels that I would consider myself friends with are Rich Lux, who I talk to every day, and Dustin Daly. I said this in my live stream. I was glad that Steven came out and said that it wasn't me because I just don't want to deal with a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean, related to it. We did have a conversation because he wanted to make a video about why I wasn't friends with another drama channel anymore. And I said, you can make the video if you want, but I would prefer if you didn't.
Right.
I said, and I'll tell you what, going forward, I said, you know, if anybody brings drama to me, I will let you know if it's about you and vice versa. So then to turn around and put my picture in the thumbnail of a video, I'm very confused. First of all, people are in here saying that I shaded Steven Mango. I do not recall having ever shaded Steven Mango.
I've talked about mango tea.
What did you say about mango tea, girl? Don't be mad.
I'm just sick of his gig, girl.
Dustin. You just mad because you ain't got no drama poodle.
Girl. You know what I think about that poodle? That sounds a lot like drama phone.
Well.
Just saying.
He did a drama mukbang the other night.
Well, I want to know how he came out with merch before you, girl. He's really wanting to cash in on his subscribers, honey.
The only time that I have ever talked to him, and I've never talked to him on the phone, we've only texted, was when I came to him because he would tweet something out. And this was like something he was talking about in his live stream last week, something about me. And you know, honestly, I just try to stay out of all of this. I really do. But Steven, I had reached out to several times about his dog when his dog passed away and some other stuff.
Yeah, that was
yeah, but I also like texted him and I said, because he tweeted something out like, some YouTuber is coming for me. Oh no, he first tweeted out something to the effect of, some YouTuber is friendly to me, like on the phone or in DMs, but like talk shit behind my back. Well, the night before in a live stream, somebody had said Martin Lewis was on his live. This is so stupid. Okay, this is exactly how shit gets turned around, okay? Somebody had said Martin Lewis was eating mangoes on his live stream because we were talking about me being a vegetarian. And I said, who? Steven Mango? He was eating Steven Mango? And it turned into this funny thing. And then I said that I felt bad for Steven Mango and all this kind of stuff about his dog. Well, when he put that out, I was like, is he talking about me? So I texted him and I was like, hey, are you talking about me? Because I didn't say anything other than a joke in my live stream. He then got on a live stream and he said, why would Peter Mon call me 10 minutes later? I think it's really funny that I tweeted this out and then 10 minutes, what did he say something behind my back? Was he talking about my hat? Well, girl, why wouldn't you just ask me to my face?
Now, guys, remember this. Peter and I were texting back and forth. It seemed like we were cool. I would say that we were friends,
But apparently we're not.
Now, Peter is also saying in different text messages and stuff to text each other if someone comes to you. So, for example, if someone comes to me about Peter, I will say and address that person, oh, actually go to Peter, or I'm not discussing him. We almost form some sort of like pact or something on text message not to discuss each other on our channels or anything like that. Now, for me, I'm someone who's really big on free speech. I don't like anyone telling me like what I can or can't say on video, because that kind of reminds me of Scientology and like what you can or can't say, where you can step but not step and stuff like that. So, you know, even though it's kind of like, I just thought it would be cool that we'd be able to text each other if a situation comes up or drama, just so that there's not more drama stirred around the other drama channels. Because I do want to say, guys, with other drama channels, I don't think that all the other drama channels should fight and stuff like that. But on the other hand, it doesn't mean we're all going to get along. Just like you guys that, you know, who have like a normal job at work. You're not going to get along with every single one of your coworkers. Even though you're all carpenters, it doesn't mean that you guys all have to get along. And I just think it's unrealistic that everyone has to get along or be friends that are YouTubers, or to expect people have to be friends. Like, these vloggers have to be friends with these vloggers because they're all vloggers. Like, it doesn't necessarily always work that way. And yes, I did tweet out that Beauty Truth Sleuth was the person that I was suing. So for me, at this point in time, I was upset because I felt like, wow, Peter went to Beauty Truth Sleuth, my arch enemy who I'm planning to sue, who's been attacking me online, and he knew from our text back and forth. I didn't tell him it was Beauty Truth Sleuth, but I did make it very public on the internet. So for me, I felt betrayed because, one, we were supposed to have this pact where we were texting each other and letting each other know and kind of respecting each other and not talking about each other. So he doesn't go to me and say, oh, I'm going to go on live stream and discuss you. Because whenever I'd go on live stream and discuss Peter, I'd get a text message or something like, why you're talking about me or what's going on. So for him to go to Beauty Truth Sleuth of all people, like he could have gone on his live stream or whatever, to go to any person, he went to Beauty Truth Sleuth and decided to talk about me for 14 minutes straight, or however long the stream was, to the person that I'm suing. And I felt like at the time, it's like, hey, you know, I went on camera so many times to Peter's defense, whether it was I sang with Peter, justice for Peter, all these different things with the John situation. I felt like, wow, like that's such a betrayal for me, because I'm someone who was like very public and forward, and some of my biggest videos were defending Peter and talking about him. So I felt really betrayed that he would go and talk to Beauty Truth Sleuth, when that's almost like if I went on live stream on like Instagram with John Cuckian during his drama and stuff like that. Do you guys understand like why I would feel betrayed by this sort of situation? So I really just felt upset about that. Then he was upset about the thumbnail saying, so at this time I was just thinking, like, who does he think he is that I can't talk about him? I have to text him if I want to talk about him. I can't live stream about him. I can't put him in a thumbnail or anything in a video like that. So I just really felt like, what was going on? And why all of a sudden was Peter coming for me on Beauty Truth Sleuth's live stream? So I ended up going on YouNow the other night, and I was discussing this whole entire situation, and Peter decided to come into my YouNow stream. And a lot of people were asking me to guest Peter. Now Peter also texted me, and he was saying like, well, like, I do want to talk to you, and I want to be able to like work this out and be friendly. And I will say that Peter does say like he wants to stay in his own lane. He doesn't want drama with the other drama channels. And on his defense, yes, it's not like we were like ever like best friends or talking, you know, every single day or something like that. So I decided to say, you know what, I want to kind of like clear the air and keep the peace. Let's go on live stream and see what Peter has to say. So this is the conversation that I had with Peter, and his apology, and us kind of talking it out on YouNow live stream.
If I said something in the Beauty Truth Sleuth stream that upset you, I apologize. If you were in my stream before that, I also addressed the issue, and people were like, well, you're his friend, and you're his friend, and you're his friend. I think that one of the things that you need to know before going into this is that there has been a lot of discussion on how I define a friend recently. I'm sure you're aware of that. And so underneath that definition of what I was saying was, no, he's not my friend, and people that are my friends do not put my pictures in the thumbnail of clickbait titles. That being said, I said in the video, in my live stream, I said everybody does that. Everybody does clickbait things. Here was my issue, and why I didn't come to you about it, Steven, was that you and I have kind of gone back and forth. And it's always been very pleasant. We've never had really any problems. I've never talked to you on the phone. I've never talked to you in a live stream. It's always been through text. I appreciate what you've done about making the videos about John Cookian and all that kind of stuff. That I really, really appreciate your support and all that. When you tweeted out originally something to the effect of, like, someone talking shit about me, but then talking on, you know, being nice to me in DMs or like text, but then talking shit behind my back or something like that.
Right.
And I texted you right away. The reason why I texted you right away was because the night before I had been in my live stream and somebody had said Martin Lewis was eating mangoes in his live stream. And I said, Steven Mango, ha 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 ha, right? Well, I thought maybe, because you and I have had many discussions about how things in live streams get turned around, I thought maybe you had taken that out of context, which was why I texted you. And I always come to you first when anything is said. And I said, I want you to hear this from me first. You then went in a live stream, correct, and said, well, Peter, you know, was talking about me and blah, 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 and I don't know why he talks about me. I then again came to you, because people are suggesting I come right to you. I then again came to you and said, I'm not really sure why you're talking to me about me in live streams when I don't do that. I don't talk shit about you in live streams. And you go, oh no, they're spinning it out of control. And somebody had sent me the video, and I said, Steven, I just looked at the video. And then you said, well, you know how it is when you're in live streams, people are firing questions for you. You have to say that. I did not respond to that. At that point, I was like, you know what? Enough already. Like, I have come to you time and time and time again whenever you've brought up my name, and you always kind of are like, well, this, well, that, and then there's no resolution to it. And especially when I went to you the last time, because you asked me for a statement about my friendship with Here for the Tea, and I said, you know, it's not deep. There's not really anything to it. And I said, and here, I'll make you one better. When somebody comes to me and asks me about what I think about you, or vice versa, I'll come to you first. And you were like, okay, sure. Right away, you turn around and you make a video calling, I'm suing a drama channel, and there's my thumbnail, my picture in the thumbnail. I don't put pictures of my friends for clickbaity titles. Hold on a second, okay? And I'm gonna let you speak, and I'm gonna shut up. But these are just my issues. You in your video said that people were making videos misleading them to think things about you that would make them unsubscribe to you. But you put my picture in a thumbnail of a video suggesting, because you never said in the video who you were suing, I watched the whole thing, suggesting that it could be me. So what you were upset with people doing, you did to me. So no, I don't consider that somebody that's a friend of mine. I'm sorry, I just don't. And the reason why I didn't come to you about that is because I had already come to you about 4 previous things, and every time you'd say, hey, it's no big deal, blah, 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 whatever, and I let it fly. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm real tired of me being made as the bad guy on YouTube when that just is not the case. Because the same night that I talked about you in a live stream, Paige had an issue with me too. Paige came to me and we had a very, very nice conversation about the whole thing. And she was decent to me and I was decent to her. So it doesn't have to be like that, Steven. And I want to get along with you. I want to get along with anybody because, to be honest, I like to make videos and this shit stresses me out. I don't want to not get along with people. So there's my piece. I'm willing to listen to whatever you have to say. But I would like to personally, between you and I, work this out and put it aside. I don't have negative things to say about you. People want to know what I think about the addiction issue stuff. You don't really understand an addict story until you've lived it. I think that, you know what, you have your opinions on it. That's your opinion. I'm not going to take that from you. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't really have any negative. We were talking about Playlist Live and VidCon, you know, like that's the truth, right? Like we were texting about meeting Tana Mojo and all that kind of stuff. So I don't have any negative issues with you. The only thing was I didn't understand why you put my picture in the thumbnail. That was it.
When I felt like you were coming to me and like we were texting and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, like we're cool. And I understand, like I felt like you were like trying to reach out to me, like from like past sort of issues and stuff in the works. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like he's at least willing to try to get on good terms. Obviously, I have so many different channels coming for me and trying to attack me and misconstruing what I'm saying and, you know, coming up with false things and stuff like that. So I just felt like, okay, it seems like Peter's trying to, you know, talk to me because like we've said privately and as we're saying on here, like on live stream, things get totally taken out of context. And even like the other day, I was reading comments on you now, so I might be reading something that someone says, and they say that I said it, but I'm reading a comment. So a lot of the times I might be commenting, because as you know, people come in your stream and say, tell us about mango tea, tell us about mango tea, comment on this. Same thing, people say, tell us about
and I don't.
Or just in general about anyone. For example, like if people come to me and they will ask me about you, they may ask me about John, they may ask me about like different drama channels and stuff out there. And pretty much like anyone who watches my stream for the most part over the last couple of weeks, I said, you know, Peter and I are cool, or we texted, and I'm not going to bring up specific drama that's not pertinent to, you know, it seems like a lot of the times on you now, people are trying to pick fights between people, get me to say something, or be like, oh, well, what about this going on? So I just feel like a lot of times that goes on. I feel like for me, the issue was more of like, you know, any of us are going to put a YouTuber in a thumbnail, for example. If I'm going to do a video about, you know, Trish, I'll put her in a thumbnail. I'm friends with her, you know, but it's not like I'm trying to, I don't make any videos about Trish because I like Trish. That's a whole different, I shouldn't have used Trish for an example, but you know, I'll put someone's face in the thumbnail. I'll put John's face in there. It's like, I'm not going to mail John a check for putting his face in a thumbnail if I'm commenting on him. You know, as a drama channel, we're commenting on drama or commenting on public things that are going on YouTube. So I don't feel like you're out of, like, I shouldn't talk about you when you're a public person on YouTube. You know what I mean? You're a drama channel. You're public. You put yourself out there. I may have a comment. I'm not shit talking. But I feel like a lot of the times too, we have to kind of feel like, okay, we put ourselves on YouTube, people are going to make mango tea exposed videos. People may talk about you on the internet. You know what I mean? So I just didn't really see the issue with the whole thumbnail thing. I put several different people in there with a big question mark. And I just felt like, you know, I would understand what you're saying if I just put your photo right here and I said I'm suing a drama channel and I implied it was you and it was totally clickbait. But for me, I just felt like I put 7 or 8 other people with a question mark saying I'm suing a drama channel. So I'm thinking, well, who is a stereotypical drama channel to put in the thumbnail? So that's kind of like how I was doing it. I wasn't doing it as a way like, oh, Peter Mon's going to get me views or something like that. That wasn't what I was doing with the thumbnail. I was just putting it as like, okay, he's one of other YouTubers who, you know, I was talking about looking back like, oh yeah, maybe I probably shouldn't have put other people. I should have just put Beauty Truth Sleuth, Sanders Kennedy, or whoever else I might have been like referring to at that time. But that's why I sent out my tweet when people kept asking me, is it Peter? Is it Peter? I'm like, oh, I don't want Peter or other people to think it's about him. I assumed you would know of anyone. I wasn't talking about you because you haven't made videos or slandered me or done anything like some of these
Right,
other
exactly. Let's remember that.
That's what I'm saying. I was just assuming that you would know it wasn't about you. So when other people were tweeting me right away, that's why I made a public tweet and said, Peter and I are cool or friends or whatever I said. You know, it's not about Peter, just to nip that in the bud.
Thank you for doing. And I said, and did you see in my? I don't know if you saw my live stream, but in my live stream, I said, and thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate that he did that.
And
But
also, though, with me too, I don't watch YouNow live streams. I watch YouTube. I don't watch live streams. So the only information I get is from people who tell me in my comments, people who send me clips of stuff. I didn't see what you were referring to about Martin Lewis with the mango comment. I didn't actually even hear about that. Like, either you told me now or you told me, or it was on the Beauty Truth Sleuth live stream. I don't remember how I first heard that you said the comment to Martin Lewis or about the mangoes. I didn't know about that. That wouldn't have bothered me. It's more of the fact about the later live stream. But at that time, when I was referring to people I was tweeting about, understandably, you know, I would think, even if roles were reversed, if you put out a tweet and say, you know, someone keeps shit talking me all over YouTube, I want them to stop. If I then text you and say, hey, Peter, I hope you're not referring to me, obviously, you know, why would I then say that to you if I was, like, it's almost like admitting guilt. That's how I felt at the time when I was on live stream. I felt like, oh,
actually,
why
it's because
is Peter saying,
we've had that as
Peter
a
saying
previous
about him?
issue. We've had that as a previous issue. That I have texted you before because you're like, oh, Peter was shit talking me when I wasn't. And then you say, well, people in YouNow, you know how they are. All the people in YouNow, they come and they say this to me and I don't know what the truth is.
Right.
Well, you have my number, so you could text me and say, were you talking shit about me? And I would tell you, no, I wasn't. So we've had that conversation before. That's why I preluded it by texting you and saying, just to beat you to the chase, it wasn't me, okay? What I disliked was that I felt like you and I, like, this is what I said. I said we were not friends, we were friendly. Would you agree with that?
Right, but just like you're saying right now, like, we're not like best friends, we're not close friends, we're friendly. So then, like you're saying, like, oh, you wouldn't say put Trish in a thumbnail because you're friends. If we're not like friends, you know, on YouTube, if I'm commenting on drama channels and I'm commenting on other people, I just don't see why, like, you're exempt from me talking about you. I get it if we were in the sense of, like, you know, having private conversations or something like that, but, you know, like you said, we haven't talked on the phone.
Nobody wants to believe me when I say this, and I don't really care, okay? But I would like us to all get along a little bit better. At least stay in our own lanes and not attack one another. It doesn't have to get ugly. You know, and I'm trying my best to do that. I really am. And Steven, honestly, you know that. I have texted you many times. We've texted about stuff that doesn't even have to do with the drama. The only reason I wanted to come on here tonight, tonight and have this conversation was, if you're going to talk about me in a live stream, I can't stop that, okay? But I want you to know going forward, I am not going to talk about you. In live streams, I won't be making videos about you. I'll be staying in my own lane. I would like us to be friendly towards one another, to be civil. Does that make sense?
I agree. Like, for me, I just felt betrayed in a way, knowing that I was making a very I mean, yeah, I used you in the thumbnail for it, and I didn't say in that specific video was Beauty Truth Sleuth, but it was very publicized later on that it was about Beauty Truth Sleuth. So for me, like I was saying to you, I don't see people's live stream. I don't go trolling live streams. I don't have separate accounts. I'm not physically watching a lot of the times. People send me clips or say, Peter's talking about you now, just like how people may have told you, Stephen Mango's talking about you in his live stream. People come and they say different things. People come in the stream, they'll tell me, Peter said this about you. Peter said you guys aren't friends. You have something to comment on it. So I feel like a lot of the time, that's when I would say something versus like, oh, I'm just coming on stream just to start trouble, so to speak. And I felt like with Beauty Truth Sleuth, from my opinion, I'm at playlists. I'm doing other things. I'm not researching drama at the time. And then all of a sudden, I get sent, a 14-minute video. And it says Beauty Truth Sleuth on the heading. And it's like, oh, why did Peter choose Beauty Truth Sleuth of all people, when it's just like how I was saying, like, I would feel like it would be like me going on John's Instagram stream or something like that. So for me, I just felt like, oh, that was kind of like a low blow for me when I was, because, you texted me saying, like, if you're involved with internet drama, like, I feel bad, like, we were kind of relating on that basis. So then to go to my bully and go on her live stream to discuss me, it just seemed kind of, it was just weird to me. Beauty Truth Sleuth was who you chose to talk to at the time. So that's
let me
and that's why I decided to talk about you tonight on the stream. It's like, wow, like to me, we just stopped texting. I forget what our last text was about. It might have been from our prior thing. And then all of a sudden, the next thing I've heard about us in the same sentence was Beauty Truth Sleuth. So that's why I was feeling kind of like, oh, I felt kind of betrayed by that.
So let me explain that, okay? Because you deserve an explanation. People are saying in the comment sections, why am I always so angry on you now? Go to my stream. I'm not angry on you now. In fact, the other night was like the very first time I rarely ever talk about drama on my YouNow streams.
Right.
What I said the other night, when I was in my YouNow stream, and somebody that was in here, I'm sure there were a couple people that were in here that were in there that night. I did not know Beauty Truth Sleuth. I don't know Beauty Truth Sleuth. I don't know her. She and I don't go to the Chinese buffet. Okay, I don't know her. She's in my live stream. I mean, I'm kind of trying to bring it down a little bit because this has gotten real heavy and it doesn't need to.
Right.
She was in my live stream and I was like, oh, she's in my live stream? Like, I didn't know okay. At that point, when she was in my live stream, I had no idea you had put out the tweet. She was the one that you were suing. Does that make sense? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So then while I was in my live stream, all her come up on the side. So, right now when you can see on the side, computer, like who's on, like I can see that DJ Sam House is on and all the TV, and I can see that, like Harley
right.
Jen, hey Jen, she's in here, Kaylee, all these people. It says Tawny's up in here. So anyway, all these people,
right.
like I can see who's there. Well, I saw that she went live, and it was like, oh, I didn't know she went live. As soon as I got off my stream, I heard because I just wanted to see what it was about, right? Well, all these people were like, guessed him. So
right.
she asked me, and I was like, okay. Now let me tell you, in retrospect, I don't have any ill feelings towards her. So let me just say that first of all, okay? Part of why I did go in there was because I had seen a comment that she had put about me on someone else's video. So I wanted to see how she would treat me going into her stream, number one. Number, very nice to me. Number two, I did not know what I was myself into, okay? Let me tell you, I'm not my proudest moments. Okay? Shit was coming out of my mouth left and right. I don't even remember what I said. I don't want to stream it because I'm not proud of it, okay? But I don't think I said anything bad. I said, and somebody in here was like, well, you don't want to be his friends with him. I didn't say I didn't want to be friends with you. I said we're not friends. There's a difference to me between being friendly towards somebody and being their good friend. I think you agree with that. I don't know you on a level to say that you're my friend. Would you agree with that?
Right.
Okay.
No.
But I would say that we've been friendly towards one another. I may have said some things I shouldn't have said. I'll own that part, right? If it upset you, I apologize. I want to go on, okay? I am not getting in the middle of all this mess that you're upset about with people and stuff. I've seen the t-shirts come out about Suing Squad. I haven't commented on it. I haven't liked a tweet. I have completely stayed out of it. I'm really doing my best lately. I don't know if Paige is still in here, but she and I just had this conversation the other day. I said, I am really trying to learn to not talk about people in my live streams. And she said to me, but you will learn, see? And I'm trying my best to do. I'm trying to better myself, to not talk about people in my live streams, to just do my thing. I don't want to have any issues with you. I just don't.
I just never know who to trust. I haven't been in the game long enough. I've been on doing drama videos for 4 months. I don't know you. I don't know a lot of the people I talk to or I talk about or who text me. So it's not like I'm trying to be like this, you know, two-faced soul, and I don't think that you're trying to be a two-faced soul going to Beauty Truth Sleuth. But for me, you know, I just took it as like, oh, for me, I felt like Peter doesn't want me to talk about him on you now, you know, and I just like when the drama went down with Hair for the Tea and Sam, I texted you first. I didn't just make the video. I said, should I make, or can I get your statement, or should I do a video, or whatever I said. I was asking you, what's the tea? Like, what's going on with Sam? And you said, don't make a video. And I said, I respect that. So I was trying to get to the point of being like, okay, I can have a cordial relationship with someone in the drama world. I'm not just going to go on camera. Like, I could have used you for views and not have said anything if that's what I was trying to do. The video I did about you got 80, 90,000 views on John. So, I mean, I could have easily just did the video on Sam if I just was trying to be like that. Just put out a video just to put out a video. But I was trying to consider it.
You know, the thing about the Beauty Truth Sleuth guesting, I was absolutely fried after that experience, okay? I went and got my best friend, and I was literally fried. I was like, I don't know what I knew there was going to be a backlash from it. I think the thing you need to know was that I went in there because people wanted to ask me questions about things. It ended up being a trolling war of people coming for me, and it really wasn't anything. I mean, I found out questions about you, yes, and I 2 minutes. I didn't say about you. I've never said anything nasty about you, you know? I'm not trying to be that person anymore that goes for people. And I, you know, even like back in the day, I joked about Karina. I really don't do that anymore because, you know, I don't want to be on, I can do what I do and not have to be that, if that makes sense. And, you know, and I consider, when you said, you know, you were being friendly and reaching out to me, I will continue to be that with anybody that will allow me to be that. And that is what I have said. Okay? I too understand the trust issues thing. Imagine what happened to me in December. I mean, that's a moment I can't even, I'm like, who the hell can I trust? You know what I mean? When you wake up and there's concocted emails and concocted conversations that never even occurred, and you live a life very similar to yours, Steven, where you're just with your husband and your dogs, and all of a sudden you've been thrown into a world that's crazy. And you've been very supportive of me, and I appreciate that. So thank you. But going forward, I don't want there to be any issues between you and I, okay? And I will make public here, okay? I will make a commitment to you that if I get messy in regards to you and you have an issue with it and you come to me, I will go public anytime you want to and have it out and discuss it. And I will listen to what I say. I don't want to have messiness between you and I, okay? And quite frankly, and I'm going to be honest with you right now, this is my 2 cents. You're into it with enough people anyway. We don't need to get into it. I don't want to. It stresses me out. I like doing the drama. I like doing the video. Hell, listen, if I could just do video or drama every day, I'd get up there and just show my dog, and I could give a shit about the drama sometimes. You know what I mean? But like, I don't want to fight. I just don't want to fight with anybody. It's just too stressful to me.
After this whole entire live stream, Peter did end up texting me, I think like the next day, saying was really glad we got to talk and clear things up. And so I really do appreciate that Peter has tried to make an effort to try to clear the air with me and keep the peace and try to actually consider me in that way. I'm not saying that it wasn't hypocritical that he ended up going on stream and talking about me after we were already texting that sort of thing when it happened. And I pretty much do feel like I was pretty blunt in the YouNow stream when I was discussing this whole entire situation, because I did feel betrayed and I did feel hurt, because if someone gives me their word, such as I'm not going to talk about you, I do take that pretty seriously. So for him to then go behind my back, I felt like I just didn't really understand what was going on. So I do really want to trust and believe that he didn't know that Beauty Truth Sleuth was the one and the person I was going to sue. He did say he would have never streamed with her if he knew that. I think if anything, Beauty Truth Sleuth was the one to try to get Peter on her stream, because she knew and was trying to take advantage of Peter being on the stream so she can kind of make it seem like Peter was on her side or something like that. I know it's all like high school drama, guys, and it's really annoying to be involved with, but I do feel like ultimately that Peter does want to try to remain friendly with other people. I don't think in his situation I would have said that we're not friends at all, and he's trying to use like this definition of friend is different than being friendly, and he was being friendly with me. But I do kind of think, like, now looking back on it, it's like kind of trying to be like, we're not friends. It's like, oh, okay. You know, I still kind of call people like friends, even if we're just kind of like acquaintances and stuff like that. So I don't know. I like Peter. I like when we talk and we get along and we're civil and stuff like that. I forgive Peter for this situation. I like Peter. I don't necessarily think that he was intending any harm or something, but I do think with drama channels, having drama with other drama channels, it could get messy, and other people who go on our live streams and stuff like that like to stir up trouble and say false things to get someone else to say something, and it just kind of snowballs from there. Ultimately, I do think Peter and I had a good conversation. I'm happy he came on my stream and he really was trying to make an effort to work it out, because I do think that other drama channels would have used it as an opportunity to get mad or upset or fight back and forth, kind of like these situations I have with these other drama channels. But Peter wanted to just kind of like make things civil and nice between us and not perpetuate any further drama. So lastly, we're going to talk about my apology to Tawny Michelle.
I don't want to be one of those people that cry on camera. I don't want to be one of those people that cry on camera. Okay.
I have Tawny's mugshot information, so I mean, if Tawny wants to go there, we can go into her past history. But
now, right after all this happened on YouNow, I went into Tawny Michelle's live stream, and the reason I did that was because a lot of people have had this like misconception that I'm like sobriety shaming people, or that the drama that went down with me and Tawny Michelle months ago when she was exposing me, and I said, well, if she wants to go there, she's seen her past history. I'm not going to expose her, but I could if I want to. And I think a lot of people took that really out of context of what I was trying to say. And like I've addressed on video before, I know many people in recovery. I'm not someone who shames people who are sober or something like that. I think that those people are the strongest people to be able to say no to their drug of choice and to be able to go into recovery and admit that they have a problem. I think that that's really big, and I feel like I either let her or my other subscribers down for the way I worded things. And I've said this before on live stream too, that I speak without thinking a lot of the times, and I say something and I don't really get it out the way that I mean it. And I went into Tawny's live stream with the intention to apologize to her. So I did apologize to her on her video, and I did tweet out that we were good and we were cool.
I spoke to Tawny Michelle tonight, and I apologized to her for our drama in my comments toward her. I never at any point was going to expose her or her past. I wanted to clear the air and address my remarks and intentions. I wish her well and hope we can move past everything.
And I just want people to know that who may be subscribed to both of us. I did ultimately apologize to Tawny Michelle, and whether or not she accepts my apology or not, she said she did, and then later on she tweeted to someone else that she didn't, because she started getting attacked by Beauty Truth Sleuth, who called her a snake for accepting my apology.
Beauty Truth Sleuth apparently thinks Tawny is a snake just for saying she's giving you a chance, and that she believes people can change. All this drama channel drama needs to stop, though. It's making us all feel like we have to pick one of the three of you.
And Nick Snyder and some of these other people also got on Tawny's back for letting me apologize to her.
If you accept an apology from Dilbert, you know he's just lying to your face, right? Tawny replied, I didn't accept his apology. I was civil with him.
You know, and the reason I decided to make this video is not that I expect everyone to get along, but it just goes too far. And I feel like when the drama crosses off into someone's personal life, or people are intentionally lying with the purpose of trying to hurt someone's image or their job or their income and stuff like that, that's where I have a problem. You can gossip about me all you want. I don't care if people go on camera and talk or speculate and stuff, because if I said otherwise, then that's what I do. I come on camera and gossip, and people say, well, Steve Mango, you're a drama channel, so don't you expect people are going to go and talk about you or slander you? And actually, I don't expect people to slander me. It's fine if you want to comment on the drama or talk about me or share your feelings about me, but to actually go and slander, and you can look up the definition of slander and what it actually means, because people have a different understanding of what that is. But if you're going on camera with the intention of spreading false information to turn away someone's business, or to do something that's hurtful, or to ruin someone's relationship, or any of those sort of things, that's where I actually have a problem with that. Anyways, to end this video, I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys who've been amazing to me since day one. I do have a really amazing subscriber base of people who do love me, support me, and have my back. I've had so many of you guys whether you're sending me screenshots or defending me or tweeting about me or any of that sort of stuff. I really do appreciate all your love and support. Knowing that you guys have my back is the reason I can come on camera and do these videos because I really do feel the love from you guys, and I really enjoy talking to you and engaging with you guys in comments and online on YouNow and all that sort of stuff. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're new here, if you haven't already, go down below, click that subscribe button, little bell icon, so you can stay up to date on all the latest drama. I'll be back here tomorrow with regularly scheduled program. I love you guys. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.